as tall as Scotty. But a couple more years. Yeah, appreciate that.
Victor, you've been obviously talking about your swing changes and the progress over the past year or so. How did you feel coming into this week, and then how has it felt now playing two backs of competition?
Definitely felt better about it, but still haven't been overly confident in my ball striking up until recently. But last week we saw some really good progress, and earlier this week was very happy with some of the shots that I was hitting out there in the practice round. So super excited that I was able to take that out with me in the tournament.
Victor, on the second hole, it seemed like you got a couple bad breaks there. How do you kind of like get through those, like reset and make sure you're not compounding errors that are in the first part?
Yeah, that was frustrating. Obviously played really well up until that point, and didn't want to miss it left on off the tee, so I kind of over sliced it and foot in the rough, and I was expecting a lie that I could just chase up the green there, but couldn't even cover the bunker, and then it's up against the lip, and did a good job just to get it out in the fairway, and then hit my wedge shot too short, and actually made a nice 2-putt for a double bogey, and I just told Shea, yeah, just got US Open right there. It's not much you can do about it. At least I was playing really well up until that point, so you just got to get back to what you were doing before.
And like in the moment, you have to like remind yourself to reset or something. How are you processing when you're going from shot to shot?
Yeah, for some reason I've just been in a really nice mental state this week. It's like my both my rounds have been very up and down. I feel like a couple times, if it would have happened at another tournament, for example, I could have potentially lost my mind there a little bit. But I felt like I kept things together very well.
Any other questions? If you just please use the mic so we can transcribe over to Brantley on the left.
Vic, so many players talk about this week and patience being important. I'm curious, is there anything differently you do for majors and U.S. Opens in terms of preparation that doesn't involve a golf club in your hands? Like,
not really. I mean, I do treat it as a regular tournament. I mean, every week I'm just trying to pry my game so I can play my best, and that's what I do every week. So I'm going to do the same for a major.
I guess, how do you toughen yourself mentally? Like, is there a way to quantifiably get mentally tougher? Or?
I'm sure there is, but that's not something that you really do the week before or the week during the U.S. Open. It's like preparations is what you do leading up to the event. It's what you do on a regular basis. Like just discipline, I guess, is a good way to prepare yourself. But on top of that, it's if you're playing well, it's a lot easier to think well as well. If the ball is going all over the place, it doesn't really matter how tough you are.
What's the closest you came to losing your mind today?
Didn't really come close. I was pretty happy with that, even after the double on 2. Yeah, kept it together really nicely.
Over to the right.
Victor, you mentioned, in a weird way, was the pace of play maybe helpful to help you not lose your mind because you have time to collect yourself after a bad hole, as frustrating as it might be to take a round that takes 5.5 hours?
That's probably a fair point. I'd say, like, just personally, when I've had a couple bad holes back to back, I tend to rush. I tend to really get quick. And out here, when the rounds are so long, you can't really do that. As you said, you have to reset. And, yeah, you might have had a bad hole in the last hole, and then you're sitting on the tee box for 10, 20 minutes. At least it gives you a good opportunity to get that out of your system and reset and think about the next shot.
Victor, what was different with your putting today? Did you just put yourself in better positions? What led to better results?
I think the positions were about the same. Because some of those 3 putts that I had yesterday, they weren't even that difficult putts. They were kind of uphill. They were just slow, and I just hit him through the break and left myself a tricky kind of comebacker down the hill. Today, I just felt a bit more comfortable for no real reason. It's nice when you see a 55-footer go in on the first hole. That usually helps, and just felt comfortable. I think it's just more feeling comfortable and trusting the reads, and just when I'm over the ball, solely focusing on the pace. I'm not standing over the line or standing over the ball and thinking, I'm not so sure about the line. Maybe I should hit a little bit more here and there. You're just kind of trusting the line and trying to execute better.
A few questions over on the left.
Victor, what's been the turning point on the golf swing for feeling
comfortable and having a really good ball striking day like you did yesterday?
Really hasn't been a turning point because that's been the fascinating thing about it. I'm not really consciously trying to do anything that differently. I've been trying to really work on just getting off the ball a little bit better because I've been getting into some bad habits off the ball. So as soon as kind of the last couple of weeks, I started really working on getting off the ball similarly that I used to. A lot of the rest of the swing kind of has fallen in place from there, which has been very helpful because then I don't have to overthink when I'm out there because you can't play at your best at a U.S. Open at this golf course if you're having to think mechanically too much. So, yeah, just kind of gotten off the ball nicely and just seeing the shots, and somehow the balls are, for the most part, behaving itself.
You're likely going to have a late tee time tomorrow. How are you going to spend the next 24 hours?
Just relax. We'll see. Got my family in town, so we'll hang out and yeah, just relax.
Victor, when you come off a course as difficult as this on a day like this, what are your reactions? Fatigue, pleasure? Tell us what they are.
Yeah,
give us a few adjectives.
It's a combination of a lot of different things. Yeah, definitely tired, exhausted, because you're just focusing so much on every single shot. You know, I'm very pleased with 2 under par, but also I know that I was 4 under at some point and missed a short putt on 6 and 3 putt at number 8, even though I did make really nice 2 putts on 7 and 9. So it's like very pleased, but also, man, that could have been a little bit lower as well. But we're in a really nice spot after 2 days, so I'm just kind of happy.
Thank you.
When you see so many guys get U.S. Open, as you use the word, how much do you marvel when someone goes 5 under on a day like today, given the conditions, given how much everybody struggled?
Yeah, super impressive. You know, I was 4 under at one point myself, and it does feel like, man, if you're just executing and you're getting some nice bounces and you're making some putts, you can definitely shoot a low score, but you're just not very far off before you're making a bogey or a double bogey, and that can happen multiple holes in a row. So it just feels like you have to play absolutely perfect and have some good breaks going your way as well. But it's definitely doable.
How different are these greens from what y'all play week to week?
Yeah, I mean, we don't play a whole lot of Poana greens, and I mean, it's just amazing how many holes or how many greens you can have that are sloped front to back. And usually that's a pet peeve of mine. I almost automatically think it's a bad hole if it's sloped front to back, but somehow they make it work here. It's I think it's a fun challenge. It's a fun test. You know, but it's just super dicey because you obviously want to be below the hole, but on holes like number 1, it's kind of hard to do, especially with today's pin. So it's just a lot of strategy. You have to be super precise on your distance control and obviously speed. Yeah, just your lag putting is just the importance of lag putting goes up significantly compared to other weeks.
2 more questions, Lav, and then Gabby.
Vic, along the same lines, how do you find the driving test this week? It seems like if it's not in the fairway, you're grabbing a 60. Is that fair, unfair? Do you like it, not like it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the U.S. Open, I guess. I mean, it's the same for everyone, largely. I mean, another credit to Oakmont is I don't think I've ever seen more consistent rough throughout the property. I mean, the rough is the same everywhere, it seems like. Now, some places it's a bit more trampled down. You can have some down grain, and sometimes you can advance it on the green. And usually when the rough is like that, the bunkers are kind of an escape. But, man, those lips out of almost every single bunker, they're so high that you're just pitching out almost every time. So just puts a big emphasis on the driver. But as well, when the fairways are getting firmer and there's some slope in the fairways, it's almost a little too much. It's almost like, especially I do like to cut it. And I think it's like 3 of those fairways. You got number 9, number 12, and then number 15. They're getting a little bit dicey. You almost have to be all the way up in the left corner to maybe have it stop on the fairway. So it's going to get tougher and tougher.
Victor, in the past you've had really low rounds, and then you still come in and tell us that your swing sucks, in your words. What
I don't know about really low rounds. I've
or
said
won
that
a
after.
tournament or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But comparatively now, like you're saying that
Yeah.
you're having a really good ball striking day or round, how different does it feel to those other times where you were surprised by yourself?
Yeah, definitely feel a lot better about my game. I mean, some of the shots I've been hitting the last couple of days, it's been just fun. So even if I make a double on number 2, it's way easier to handle those moments because I feel like, okay, I can just go back to hitting good shots and I can make a few birdies coming in. Versus before, it didn't feel good, so I had to get max out of my game. So then when I get a bad break, it frustrates me even more. So yeah, I'm super happy with where we're going. We're still not quite there, just day in, day out. I'm seeing a couple of just drives. For example, just on number 7, I aimed in the left side of the fairway there, and it started pretty far out right and sliced all the way on the right side where the crowd is staying there. And that's one of those old misses that I've had, but they're happening less and less frequently. So I just got to take that with me and keep progressing and have fun.
Last question, Doug.
Victor, did you have any expectations coming into this week?
I mean, they weren't overly high, to be honest with you, but I know that I can do something like this if I find a feel and make a few putts and stuff. I can go around here and play some good golf, but it wasn't like I was feeling overly confident. But that's kind of how this year's been.
Do you ever go into tournaments with expectations?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. 2023 was certainly a year where I felt like entering every week. I've, maybe got a little bit of a taste what Scotty Scheffler feels like when he steps on the first tee. So that's certainly like to be in that place. But it's, it's just a different perspective.
Thanks for the time,
Yep,
Victor.
you got it.